The summer sun beat mercilessly over the small valley. Weeks had passed without a single drop of rain, and the creek that once fed Elias's farm had shriveled into a jagged, dusty line through the earth. His crops slumped in the fields like tired soldiers, and the worry in the faces of his neighbors grew heavier with every cloudless sky. One morning, as Elias watched the last bead of dew slide off a dying leaf, something inside him hardened, not with despair, but with resolve. He whispered to himself, "If the rain won't come, then I'll find the water myself." And so, the work began. The first few days carried a spark of optimism. His wife, Clara, would bring him lemonade and stand on the porch, her warm smile encouraging him more than any words could. The pile of dirt beside him grew, a sign of effort, but the soil beneath remained stubbornly, painfully dry. Days blurred into weeks. The hole deepened, deeper than Elias was tall, each shovelful thrown upward with burning arms and blistered hands. His body screamed for rest, and the early hope he'd held slowly evaporated in the heat. One afternoon, his neighbor Samuel wandered over, leaning on the fence with an expression somewhere between pity and practicality. "Elias, you're chasing a ghost," he said. "This land is bone dry. You'll break your back for nothing. A wise man knows when to stop." The words hit harder than the sun. Elias didn't reply. He simply kept digging, though Samuel's doubt echoed in his mind. Then came the 20th day. His shovel struck something solid, hard and unforgiving. Clang! The vibration shot up his arms. He struck again. Clang! And again. Clang! A massive slab of rock, unbreakable, immovable. It was the final blow he didn't have the strength to fight. That evening, Elias sat at the kitchen table, shoulders slumped, voice thin and tired. "Clara, I'm done. There's nothing down there, just rock. I've given everything I had and got nothing back." Clara didn't argue. She didn't shower him with motivational speeches. She simply reached out, took his hand, and said softly, "I'm proud of what you've done. Rest tonight, but tomorrow, go back. Not to dig all day, just to strike that rock once more. Not for the water, but so your story doesn't end with you walking away." Her words settled in his heart, heavier than the pickaxe he'd been swinging. The next morning, Elias returned to the hole, not out of hope, but out of promise. The air was still, the valley quiet. He climbed down, lifted the pickaxe, and with every last shred of strength he had, he struck the rock. This time, instead of a metallic ring, there was a dull thud, then a crack. He froze. From the split stone, a dark wetness began to seep, then pool, and then slowly trickle. Elias dropped to his knees, touching the damp earth with trembling hands. It wasn't a rushing stream, it wasn't a miracle flood, but it was water, and it was enough. Over the next days, the trickle grew into a steady flow. The well he dug didn't just save his own farm, it provided for 3 neighboring families through the drought. Sometimes, Elias would stand beside the well, looking down into its cool, life-giving depths, thinking of the moment he almost walked away. He had been one strike away from changing everything, and he learned the most powerful truth of his life. You never know if the next swing, the next step, the next attempt is the one that unlocks everything you've been fighting for. So never quit, especially when you're tired, because the moment you think it's over might be the moment just before the breakthrough.